Street. So again, welcome. Today my guest is none other than Miss Crystal Perry of Melanated Pearl. Hello.
Hey world, it's your girl, the Melanated Pearl, bringing that black light to things that aren't quite right. Thank you for having me, Dr. Pat.
You're
I always
welcome.
love to join.
You're welcome. Love having you. Love having you, especially with everything that's going on in our community and voting. So, guys, we're going to talk about a little of everything today. But I think I'm going to allow Miss Crystal Perry to tell you who she is, her company, and what she represents, and then we're going to go from there.
Hello, everyone. As Dr. Pat said, my name is Crystal Perry. I'm the founder of Melanated Pearl Corporation. We are a 501c3 nonprofit located in Hampton, Georgia, the subsection of Clayton County, Georgia. Our mission is to educate, uplift, and empower women, Black women in particular. Currently, we have several initiatives that are up and coming in place. One is going to be our PPP, Professional Pearl Prep. That is going to be a Black Friday event where while you're out shopping, you can also stop by in your professional gear to update your resume, get your headshot, update your LinkedIn profile. So we want to actually start providing services so that when people get ready to go back to work, they will be ready. And then, as you said, with so much going on, evictions are up and a lot of people have been displaced. We also have launched our Mother of Pearl. Pearl stands for Passionate, Engaged, Activists Resisting Limits. Our Mother of Pearl transitional housing fundraiser, where we are seeking to move 5 families in 2021 from extended stay hotels into apartments or a rental property. And we're focusing on working women who have been displaced because, again, there might have been a brief pause in employment. I've met some women who've had to actually relocate to hotel stays because of domestic violence. And this is Domestic Violence Month. So just bringing awareness to that. And again, there are working women who realize that if you make $50,000 in Georgia and you have 2 children, 1 or 2 children, you actually don't qualify for any assistance. So Melanated Pearl wants to stand in the gap because even though those people are not living below poverty lines according to the federal government, everybody who has a family with children know that $50,000 is not a true livable income when you are a single parent.
No, it is.
So yeah, that's what we got going on. And again, get out the right to vote. I don't know if you saw the Supreme Court today just allowed the census to stop. So I hope people have been counted because that is really going to impact money that is coming into our community. Right now in Clayton County, I think we just hit 60%, which is down from 80% from 10 years ago. And it directly is going to mean a lack of funding in our communities.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Come on, guys. It's a lot. I mean, that's why I said it's a lot that we're going to be talking about today, and especially get out and vote.
Yes.
Our very lives depend on us getting out and vote, because if we don't, we're going to be stuck another 5 years, well, another 4 years with the same type of treatment and things. And I mean, even though the presidential election is a very important election, but our election starts in our community.
Local elections.
Where we are, your mayor, your commissioner, your council person, those is where it needs to start. And then we go up to the House reps, your Senate and your Congress. But we need to make some changes, because no matter who our president is, if we don't have a strong Congress or a Senate that's backing us, then everything is going to go toward his agenda. But if we have someone that's saying, hey, this is not what we want, no matter what he try to do, nothing he does can actually pass, because we hold the seats, we hold the House, and those things are really important. So what are you doing to get out there and tell everybody about voting? I mean, we got early election, early voting going on. So what's up?
So yesterday, as you said, early voting started here in Georgia. I'm actually working with the Rowansboro group. So if you see us out running on Saturday mornings, We are actually having a march to the polls. A couple of different youth organizations are coming together. Shout out to Teens for Justice to actually get people in lines. We know that we're going to be waiting, so why not do it as a community?
Right.
So happening on this Friday, March 16th, we'll start gathering up at Lee Street around 3 o'clock. But for Clayton County residents, we're going to line up to go directly to the courthouse on 121 and actually be in line. As a nonprofit, Melanated Pearl, we got some water out there.
That's what I'm talking about.
I have the van, so if people need transportations, we're going to be looking for our elderly to make sure that they are to the forefront. But really to build community, to network with each other, that you're not alone, that you can actually, as we said, march to the polls, do this collectively as a community. And I've been so proud of Georgia citizens, just looking at the pictures of people standing in line, knowing that we've exceeded, blown out the water, the numbers from 2016, and just continue to stand there, continue to go, plan, get you some snacks, stay the course, because as you said, this is our opportunity to vote for our pockets, vote for our families, vote for our children's future.
Absolutely.
The change that we want to see.
And our very lives.
Our very lives. Yes, ma'am.
And guys, I also want to let you know, Family Taxi. Family Taxi is running all over the county, especially Forest Park, Morrow, Lake City. If you're a senior or anyone that needs a ride to the poll, needs to be picked up to take him back home, they're running a special for you, and it's just $5. $5 will get you to the poll. Family Taxi. That number is 404-608-9222. And you can always ask for 07 if you want more information. But please, we're doing all that we can to make sure that we count. And if we can get it done during early election, hey, election day is just all going to make it even better.
And just be mindful that this first week, the polls do close at 5.
Okay.
Starting next week, they will open and be the full to 7. Ooh. So some people who might be trying to get off work, if you're off at 5 during this first week, you'll need to be there before 5. Again, if you're in line, she'll let you cast your vote, but then the time will extend to 7 and following weeks.
Okay. And guys, I definitely want to tell you, do not be bamboozled by these people that look like us, that's telling you that number 45 has been the greatest thing since sliced bread, because we know he has not. And
or the idea that your vote doesn't matter.
Right. That's crazy.
Especially in our local elections. As you said, it's not just the president that's on the ballot. It's also even amendments that are on the ballot that will impact where money flows. Currently, we're being taxed. Is that tax money actually being used to, or is it being reallocated by people who are being voted in? So all of this is on the ballot. Of course, the president is the thing that gets the most press, but being very clear about your taxes, know who your commissioners are, school board, and everything that's happening right now with police brutality. Being clear about your sheriff, your police departments, all of those people, and most of the counties here in Clayton, these are elected positions.
Oh yes.
Which means that if you do not like what is happening in your county, that you actually vote for change with that ballot. That ballot is you to cast your vote for people who are actually speaking on your behalf.
Oh, absolutely. And do not forget, ask them about police reform. How do they feel about the police taking lives? How do they feel about police taking Black lives, to be more specific? Find out. I mean, it's no hard question to ask them. If they're coming into your city, into your communities, and like I tell everybody, they have a purpose. There's purpose in everything you do, whether it's good purpose or bad purpose, there is some type of purpose. So if they're running so hard to represent that particular community, that particular ward, then find out, do they know what's going on in your ward? Is your ditch full with trash and leaves? Do you know about the oldest person in your ward? I mean, tell me about your ward. Not that you just moved here and you living here long enough to be able to run, but tell me, what have you learned about the citizens of that ward? Have you talked to them? Have you asked them questions about how they feel? How they feel about things going on? The money that each council person gets for their ward? Is that money being used and allocated for the people in the ward, for the single moms, for the elderly people, for the children? These are questions that need to be asked now, not later. I mean, coming up to these elections, we forget. We need to have Q&As. We need to have debates and serious questions about what's going on and going to impact us. If somebody's going to be out there representing us, then you need to know what us want.
And we have a unique opportunity because of COVID. For the most part, a lot of these meetings now are online.
Absolutely.
So you can actually tune into council meetings. I know school board meetings here in Clayton County, the Clayton County ethics meetings yesterday.
Yes.
These things are actually happening. The public actually has the right to hear the information, to hear the decisions that your county elected officials are making. And even though we might not always be able to make it from our cars, because again, 6 o'clock sometimes is the start time. Right now, everybody can tune in. You can register usually for free, just by, again, going in, looking for your commissioner's page, your council's page, your mayor's page. Find out about what meetings are happening locally, and actually keep your ear to the streets.
Oh, yes.
Because this is impacting entrepreneurship, which a lot of people are now starting new businesses. There's new monies out there. There's some funding, but also, as with all things, there are people taking advantage of these systems. Okay. So making sure that you are educated so that you can actually position yourself to get the full benefit, and also that you can be a contributor here in the county.
Absolutely.
We need new small businesses.
Yes, we do.
We found out so much right now with COVID, which is that small businesses really are the heartbeats of our community.
Absolutely.
I'm missing mom and pop. If you are, can make a good dish, we need you in Chattanooga. Some better eateries, some more diversity in our food.
Absolutely.
And actually understanding where properties are, where it's ready to be move-in ready, understanding codes, and
yes.
Actually attending those meetings so that the people who make those decisions know who you are is important as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, guys. This is our life. I mean, I tell everybody, this is the greatest time, even though we have COVID-19 and this pandemic has really been something, but this is the best time if you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Everybody can be an entrepreneur right now because it's just the time. It's the time we can actually take all this and build Black Wall Street all over again. And that's something Melanated Pearl is always talking about. Miss Crystal Perry is always talking about start Black over.
That's right, start Black over. I say shop Black, bank Black, promote Black, and then start Black over. If you've had a negative experience, I encourage you to go back to that vendor, that entrepreneur, to share. You don't have to give them any more of their money, but feedback is the breakfast of champions. I encourage entrepreneurs to actually listen to your customer base, to see how you can grow. And as you said, everybody can be an entrepreneur if you're willing to have that growth mindset. Absolutely. And that's to understand that your talents and your skills will open the door for you.
Yes, it will.
But we have to have training and professional development. You open up with your degrees. Yes. I just went back to school. If we really want to hone our craft, you have to make sure that you don't have the knowledge, that you connect and network people who have that knowledge.
And get that knowledge.
And so part of the entrepreneurship plan has to be that collective power, as we talk about. I have been so blessed as I'm able to bank Black. I've been able to, even my State Farm agent for my insurance is Black people. Because there are Black people in our community who have skills and talents and have that customer service. And again, if you have a bad experience, I guarantee you there's another Black business that can actually provide that service. So think about, how can we continue to circulate dollars in our community?
Absolutely.
We are one of the few communities where we spend, but we don't see it coming back. I used to be very resentful about that, and then I realized too that we weren't creating. And like you said, now's the perfect time. If you have that time at home, that passion, that thing you do only at Christmas, you can actually turn that craft into a true entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. Yeah. Christmas can be in New Year's. Christmas can be in June. Christmas can be in July to prepare you. That's why you think people have layaway. They prepared themselves for the end of the year so they can enjoy Christmas. So you can have your Christmas sales, your Christmas bargains, your whatever.
And unique items. Right now, people love items that are unique, authentic. I personally, as I'm looking at vendors and artists, a piece that I know like me or only like 10 were made. Because then you also have to think about when that artist blows up, those things become assets. And you actually, and over time, they can generate wealth, again, depending on who the persons are.
You don't have to be buying Picasso.
Exactly. And I love the idea that we have these wonderful ideas. We're in these virtual learning. You're at home. What do your kids need? What is that great thing that you created? If you share that idea with others,
absolutely,
it actually can be a source of income for you and your
family. Absolutely, guys. Now is the time. We have buried our talents for so long to the point. Did we forget where we buried them at? Are they still in the ground somewhere? Come on now, your gifts will make room for you. And that is so true. That is so true. Man, oh my God, I can't believe we're almost at the end of the year. At the end of the 2020 has been something.
And we talk about 2020 vision. I think truly, our eyes have been opened. Things have been revealed. The band-aids have been ripped off.
Come on now, for real. We have found ourselves, as of course, in this new situation, and it has now unveiled those things that we said. We talked about systematic racism. We talked about bias, and then they become overly abundantly clear with everybody sitting home, and we watch a man be murdered in front of us. Oh Lord!
And then the more shocking thing I think is how many injustices and how many lives have been taken since George Floyd. So that because people like to identify these things like, oh, it's an isolated incident. Oh, it's not. Systematic means that you can see patterns of behavior, and I think all across all 50 states we see instances of police brutality. You see across communities, men and women, black, white, and otherwise. We focus on Black Lives Matter because it's important. But I do think if we did enough digging, we could see that there is truly right now culture and policing where citizens are being criminalized.
Yes.
You're assumed guilty, and hopefully you survive to presume you're innocent.
Okay, because if you're have your day in court, they're not even allowing you to go to court. How's a person guilty if their back is turned to you? How do you feel threatened and you shoot them in their back? How can you justify that? And then you even have our own people that says, well, what did they do? Did they not listen to the officer? I don't care. If an officer gonna curse at me and tell me da-da-da-da-da, and I keep moving, does that mean take my life? Because I
think some of it too, we don't dig deep enough that that's part of the systematic racism as well, in that yes, a police officer is someone of authority. They should show up to help, but you do have a right to question. The idea of speak truth to power is not just a phrase. We have rights as citizens.
Yes, we do.
Again, respect, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, is always going to be at the beginning and the end of that. But I do think, encounters where it's a lot of hostility, and we see it coming from officers. Also, the idea that citizens who have no training are supposed to remain calm and dignified in these situations. However, police who are trained and who have the weapons for the most part somehow are not expected to remain calm because their life is threatened. They feel this sense of fear. But right now with this culture, I don't see why people don't understand that everybody now is starting to have a fear of police. I would say prior to 2020, I didn't want to be stopped. But now I'm terrified of being stopped. I'm terrified.
And you see them blue lights come up behind your heart, just be like, my God in heaven, help me.
Exactly. And you're looking, and I've even read an article recently with a black man saying that he recently was pulled over and he started looking at the street lights to see which one was brightest so that his murder might be videotaped in good lighting. And I'm like, is this what we're thinking about And again, if you're not breaking the law, but we see too many times where even something as simple as a traffic ticket ends up in someone's life. I take it back to Sandra Bland.
Yes.
I still
don't understand that.
Cannot process how a traffic stop or even a disrespect, or she blew a cigarette in the cop, like whatever, ended up in this woman's life being taken.
Exactly.
Traveling from one state to another to go work at a university. So again, educated woman who had a voice.
Yes.
And was silent. So there is something about the fact that whenever certain people encounter police, that even internally we're like, well, what did they do wrong? I think it goes back to that over criminalization.
Right.
And all shows,
and a lot of that comes from us. Like,
yeah.
Are you for real? What was Breonna Taylor doing other than sleeping?
That story just really, breaks my heart in all, because one, this young lady was good.
Yes.
As I think about, mentorship, she would be someone who has done all of the things.
Yes.
As you say, the old people, the old, as young. She seemed like she was doing all of the things.
Yes.
And it still, as you said, did not end well for her, even in that the discrediting of her name after her death to try to find something.
Right.
But this girl was good.
Yes,
and
she
again,
was.
Young, I'm sure, full of life, but generally a positive contributor to our community.
Absolutely.
And did not deserve what happened to her.
And I don't understand, Daniel Cameron. Do you mean to tell me because you're a Republican, you don't know right from wrong? And see, that's what I don't understand. Black Republicans, white Republicans, they feel like you can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter, take a life. But being whatever type of person, whether you want to be Democratic, Republican, that doesn't mean people's lives don't matter.
Everybody, again, life is the most precious thing, period. I think we see it in instances like let somebody do something to a dog or a cat, and we'll lose our mind. But yes, we've somehow normalized the killing of humans. We put property over people.
That's horrible.
As if a building cannot be rebuilt, and I know and hope that, not that I'm advocating for any kind of destruction, but that's what insurance is for. But Breonna Taylor's mom got $12 million. She does not have her daughter.
Right.
So there are instances where money does not, replace
a life.
And that's one of the things, really, the idea of property over people boggles my mind, because I've never seen a person replaced. Okay. Once your life is terminated, once you are gone, then it is the memories that we have.
Exactly. If they were so not guilty, why would you work fast to give her $12 million?
And also that I'm trying to seal the grand jury hearing. Like I'm
grateful for that person at grand jury that said, you know what, we were not told all of this.
But even that information is not openly public. So that's where we get into just going back to our elected officials in 2020. In these last 4 years, and not that, news systems have not always skewed things and made us think, but it truly is a culture now. You don't know what to trust.
No, you don't.
I never in my lifetime thought that CNN and Washington Post would be questionable news, sources, but this idea of fake news, and then just because you like an idea doesn't mean it's correct.
No.
So going back to you said, like, regardless of your political affiliation, right and wrong, just because the majority agree with something doesn't make it right. We can all be wrong.
Exactly.
So,
what do you think about a president that would outright tell white supremacists to stand back? What do you mean by that? Do you mean if you don't win,
it was a threat.
Go kill some people?
I felt it was a threat on American people.
That was a threat.
I would go up to terrorist talk because, as you said, what does that mean? To stand by to do what?
Mm-hmm.
And then to see later that a group of men, all white men, were then charged with attempting to kidnap the mayor. And again, as we talk about news and who's controlling the narrative, it's almost impossible to find an article where they are labeled as terrorists, militia. This is not 1925.
No, it's not.
What militia?
Okay. What militia?
It's a domestic terrorist organization.
Yes, it is.
And at any point that we heard that a group of Muslims, black people, anybody were plotting to kidnap a white,
automatically,
we would be outraged. So it just really blows my mind that, like you said, there are truly two different standards for groups.
Mm-hmm.
And we watch this again with 2020 rip that Band-Aid off. You got clips of people saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Woo. And then the next day they say Z, Y, W, T. And this is right. And it's
backtrack.
Exactly.
My God, Lord, we need you.
We need you.
We need you. For real. We can't do this by ourselves, sir, for real. My God. Whew. This is really crazy. And then you get a white person that can just go and kill some people, shoot some people up, and he get dapped with the police, and then he go home.
I mean, again, like I said, the evidence is ever present about whether or not systematic racism exists in this country.
And it does.
We know that it does. Those of us who are black and brown people, we feel it, we endure it, we experience it every day. And this is what I'm actually loving, that people are starting to call it out.
Okay.
That you see more video. I think Will Smith said racism isn't increasing, it's just getting filmed.
Right.
So, we do have these phones that are tools that we can actually capture. And so you have another narrative.
Right.
Where we didn't always, have that. What would have happened had, Emmett Till had a cell phone. That we could truly know
God.
the details of somebody being, taken off the street. So
it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. And they're coming out more and more. I went to the courthouse because I needed to file some paperwork for someone. And I forgot my mask sitting on the seat. And the gentleman was like, "Where's your mask?" I said, "You know what? I literally forgot it on the seat. Do you have any mask?" So he went and got a mask. He said, "See, that's the problem with you people." I said, "Excuse me, hold up. Before you say anything else, what do you mean by you people? Please explain you people to me. Because never have I been disrespectful to you. I've been very kind to you. So please tell me what the hell you mean by you people." So it got to the point where, you know what, he gave me the mask and he gave me the information, and then he said, "I apologize. Please forgive me for what I said."
But that's the thing too, I will say we do have a heightened sense. I think people are just kind of stressed. So, you give people a little grace. But I do also think what you did, we have to challenge that.
We have to.
You have to say something. Now, had you said, "Well, he meant to do this and this," but not, then you would have never known. But in that, even in you addressing it, it gave him an opportunity to pause and reflect on his behavior.
Right. Why did I just say that? And oh my God, on my job, it's a young lady. She's actually really the only, I think, Caucasian female that works there, but she feels so especially privileged and have this seniority complex about herself. She had the asinine audacity and the unmitigated gall to tell the owner of the company to fire someone or she quit.
Oh.
I was like, "Listen, Trump." Okay, I'm like, "Listen, Trumpet."
Look, Karen.
Okay, you just a worker too. You're nothing. With some other words I had to give her, but it just cracks me up. Really, do you mean?
How do you fire your center that? Because that's the other thing I would say that I tell a lot of people. Meditation is real. I mean, of course, pray, hit the knees. You got to get prayed up. But as we are going through our day and these things are happening, what do you do kind of to center yourself?
Praying constantly.
Without ceasing.
Without. Big time. I mean, I'm praying, "Lord, please, please, Lord, I need you right now. Sir, please get this person before I end up in a lot of trouble. So, I mean, I'm constantly talking to God all day because people really will take you there. And I meet all types, and some of them are real special. Real special. Some of the things they say, and I'm like, where did you come up with that in your mind? Did your mind just tell you to say that?
And that you now feel comfortable enough to say it out loud.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have your parents ever told you watch what you say?
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't get it. I don't get it. But now people are coming out more and more saying what they wanted to say, saying what they always wanted to say. But did you forget? We didn't stop being black now.
Oh.
We didn't stop kicking butt. We still the same. We're just getting a little bit smarter with it. Because we got
I think that the other thing is, we go back historically, we really look at it. If black people were as a people as violent as they say we are, we would have burned this thing down a long time ago.
Long time ago.
One of the things I love about black people, I think we are very forgiving.
Yes, we are.
You might get John, but that's out of love.
Right.
Because they love you. But when something happens, in the community, we come together to the forefront. I've seen in this COVID where young people who I probably wouldn't have talked to, now I'm having engaging conversations, and I can actually even slip in and pull up your pants. Because even though we might not know each other, this climate makes you look out for
one another.
I know I find myself, if I see a police car, if I see black boy, I pause, I wait. Because I don't know if I might be the witness. And I see other people also doing that.
Exactly.
Which takes back to something that I think is innate in us, the village.
Mm-hmm.
The idea where, we don't say it anymore, but when I was growing up, it used to you get in trouble at school and you got in trouble all the way home. All the way. Because everybody knew you and on your way home.
It amazes me. You didn't have cell phones.
Exactly.
So how did all the neighbors knew?
And again, there was nosy neighbors, but most of it, as I say, was done out of care and love. And that's what we forget. We tend to focus in on, I feel embarrassed if somebody knew about what happened to me, but we also don't think about all of that protection that somebody knew who you was. Mm-hmm. Somebody could come get you. Somebody could tell your grandmother, I seen her here, and that would produce a parent that would scoop you up. Whereas without that communication now, like you said, kids are sneaking, we're telling this, and by the time you found out, your child's incarcerated, shot, or involved in something that's too deep for their young minds. So I do love that, even though I don't like the way or the reason why, we are starting to come back together. You see the busy buying black. You see, buying black initiatives coming across where we are, I think, collectively, and it's okay to say, I want to spend my money with black owners, black businesses. Yes. And know that when you are supporting small businesses, small black businesses, it's not, going into the stock. You're putting food on somebody's table.
Yes, you are.
You are paying for somebody's daughter's braces, your glasses that have to be paid for.
Yes.
And you may very well be keeping your talk about, a unique option in the community that would not be there otherwise for that small business.
Absolutely. Guys, we have to buy black. I mean, these women are incredible. We're survivors. Yes. We're going to do whatever we have to do to survive and to protect our children. We don't have money to get them to the hospitals. The hospitals, you don't want to even think about going in, maybe getting COVID. So you're in the kitchen. You're becoming scientists, chemists, and medical workers, but you're inventing something that not only is it working for you and your family, but you can sell it and have it as your own product.
We were just talking about sea moss earlier. Elderberry. And so, like you said, people are researching and finding out about their bodies more and changing their diets. And now, again, that teaching, what you learn, becomes knowledge that you can share with somebody else.
Absolutely.
That could absolutely be monetized.
Absolutely. I met a young lady that invented, it's called Mask Mist Spray.
Okay.
This spray, I have to tell you, it's incredible. Her name is Tamar Lee. You spray the inside of your mask, you spray the outside of the mask. You can even spray it in your hand. It doesn't dry out your hand like the hand sanitizer. But she has the essential oils, the eucalyptus, the tea tree, the peppermint, and other stuff that
So
makes it work. So so it's working right here. You know, if you can stop it right here, it's not going here. It's not going here. It's not going here. And she's really trying hard to get her product out there and really, because it's needed. And it smells so good. She even have one made for the little children. Smell like orange sickles.
Oh.
So they don't mind putting it on their little face.
Mm-hmm.
And she have one that's made with sandalwood and different scents for men. But I like the eucalyptus one.
Yeah, I love it.
So guys, you really need to go on to, what is her website? maskmist09@gmail or something like that. But you can reach out to me, Living in Your Purpose with Dr. Pat, and I will definitely get you the information. But her product, it is incredible. It really is.
And again, you should keep her, I don't know, shout out to Bridge Grounds in Lake City.
Mhm.
They often do pop-ups, small business pop-ups. If not every Saturday, every other Saturday.
Really?
Very reasonable. I'm actually going to be a part of a pop-up that's coming up on the 18th this weekend.
Really?
On Sunday.
Where?
Lake City, right, if you're coming down Jonesboro, it's like as soon as you pass that big building, Lord, I can't think of whether the Federal Reserve or the, it's a plaza.
Across the street from Kroger's?
Keep past Kroger,
Okay.
and then it's like this big building, and then there's a plaza right there on Jonesboro, and you will see Bridge Grounds is in that plaza. There is free parking.
Before you get to Sonic and all of that.
Yeah, it's Lake City.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got the Waffle House, you have Sonic. Down the street, you have Louisiana Crawfish. Then you have a plaza that's been empty forever.
In that plaza,
There
are, yes, it is Bridge Grounds. It looks there's like a plaza in the plaza almost. Yeah, that's absolutely where it is. But Bridge Grounds is on the back lower part. Again, free parking, and they do have pop-ups. So I would definitely tell her to.
I will definitely let her know tonight.
Because I try to go out there. Small business Saturdays are always happening. As I said, Bunny in the City is actually having a pop-up production this Saturday. And I know just with Glad Mash and Bridge Grounds, they are always trying to highlight entrepreneurship.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have her call you.
Yes.
She's going to be so happy.
And that's ultimately the other, outside of just voting, finding resources that are in your community.
Yes.
There are so many small businesses, niches. I try to get out and find them. Omni Day Spa is another one here in Morrow.
Yes.
We have a luxury spa in
We
Clayton County.
do, guys.
Black
Awesome
female
sister.
owned.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, from the lashes to, they do the V steam to the foot detox, so a full body cleansing and massage.
Okay. I want a bee steam.
Yes, and then they are having their 1 year anniversary on the 23rd.
Oh wow.
So stop by and give a shout out. But that is what it's going to require, going back to the village.
Okay.
That we find our businesses, the ones again that are doing a good service, promote them.
Yes. Yes.
Patronize. I mean, I don't know about you, but I need a massage. At least I wish I could get one every week.
Lord knows I need a massage.
If these are things you're paying for,
Right.
why not, again, stay local in your community?
Absolutely.
And especially for Black women, I am trying to highlight them because we are specifically helping female entrepreneurs to thrive.
And that's my thing. That's why I've created this platform to just be able to help, because there's some women doing some awesome things.
Awesome things. And right here.
And it's just to take care of their families, their babies.
But we're all like that. You're doing this awesome thing of providing this platform. But this is where your blessings come, because it's part, like, I love living in your purpose. because when you follow your purpose, because each person on this earth is uniquely positioned to do something.
Yes, absolutely.
When you tap into that, and, you know, as they say, let God lead you.
Come on now.
It can really become, as you said, a happy life.
Yes.
Because every day you're actively doing stuff that you enjoy. Not that there won't be bumps in the ground. Just like people who are happy and positive. It's not that we don't ever have bad things. If we choose that, that's not all.
Right.
You know,
I'm not going to let
I'm
you.
not just going to sit in this mess.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, okay, what can I learn? What's the quote? I'm either going to win or learn, but I never lose.
Right.
And then that's a different mindset versus, oh, this happened to me.
Oh, me, oh, my.
Oh, and in the past, and I can't do it because 5 years ago it didn't work. Well, this is a new year.
Exactly.
So I definitely love that you encourage people to live in their purpose, and it's really inspiring to watch you living in your purpose.
Thank you. I try to be a blessing to someone every day. I ask God to just position me, let me find that person that I can reach out and be a blessing to.
Mm-hmm.
And in return, it's a good feeling.
And then someone who is sharing our stories.
Yeah.
There's something that we have to say.
We do.
And that you actually are providing a platform, you know, for women, of course, men as well, but to actually speak directly to the community in a venue that is not costing them an arm, a leg, and three chairs.
Absolutely. We have a tendency, women not wanting to be together or work together, but guys, come on, this is the time. But
we've been taught to compete.
And that's horrible.
But that is, again, because who does that benefit? We think about a larger system.
Yeah.
If we are competing with each other and not working together, then that means that we can't collectively come together and fight who is oppressing us.
Right.
So that's the mean part of the division tactic. You need to, people are always trying to get you to be against somebody. What are they holding you down? Because to me, that's something you're trying to distract me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, why you got your foot on my foot?
Right. From what I'm really supposed to be focused on.
Exactly.
And, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't come to me talking about no one. Don't just, no.
Or let people, you know, as I say, well, let me meet them for myself.
Right. That's me. But I don't want to know about how you feel about that person. You have your own agenda. Let me see how that person treats me. Our spirits are two completely different. We're different.
And people forget a time and a reason and a season. Sometimes, you know, you have to be a little uncomfortable. That doesn't make that relationship any less meaningful. It just means it has to end.
Right.
That journey is over.
Right.
And then hopefully with maturity, it doesn't always have to be a negative experience.
Exactly.
But until we learn better.
Yep. That is so true. My God, that is so true. Man, guys, if you are an entrepreneur, you're trying to get your product out there, you have questions, you don't know what to do or how to start it, give me a call.
Yes.
Reach out to me. I can be reached at 770-882-7489. You can go to my page, Living in Your Purpose with Dr. Pat. I promise you, I answer my phone, I check my emails, and I will contact you.
And engage in stuff like this, because
For real.
The more you talk about yourself, your brand, your product, I mean, Dr. Pat is truly providing a true platform. You will get better. I will say I have struggled. I mean, I love to have a conversation and talk, but knowing things are being recorded, it's going to be out there. It's like, I don't want to do that. And then how will people know that you exist if you don't put yourselves out there? And so I will say, do it slow, do it broke, do it, but do it. Get out here and do it. And so again, I commend you for doing it, because while you are thinking about it, somebody less qualified than you is out here doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so do it and then improve upon what you're doing. Every day I try to tighten my craft. How can I help more? How can I be more succinct in my message so that we can reach more people? And every day I get better.
And that's charity, guys. Charity. Charity hides a multitude of sin. That's what my Bible tells me. Being charitable and being a blessing to someone will take you to another level. When you need God the most, He will show up and be right there on time for you, because you have reached out and been a blessing and been charitable. Sometimes, you know, charitable is not always a tangible thing. Charitability can be Knowledge.
Yeah. Knowledge. How are you checking in? Check on your strong friend. To actually call and not want anything, but to listen. To give of your time is definitely charity. Yeah.
So, guys, please, I'm trying to be a blessing. Please, Melanated Pearl, she is always looking to buy black.
Yes.
All you have to do, Google her. You will find Miss Crystal Perry. And when that van pull up, baby, you already know she's ready.
And we are definitely, as the holiday season is approaching, we're looking to partner with some businesses to actually create some self-care packages for mothers. You can text Pearl Girl, one word, to 888-111 to stay in touch with all of our initiatives. If you are an entrepreneur, again, get in touch with Dr. Pat. As I said, we are looking for partnerships to actually get you in the box so that we can get you in some homes to meet some people who might not know that your product exists.
Exactly. And you guys are really coming up with some incredible products.
Yes.
It's like you have really thought about it and put that product together.
I mean, from the body butters to, again, like I said, the smoothies, to detox, waist trainers. Shout out to Destiny Renee, Bodies by Destiny. I mean, women truly are figuring out their bodies, how to be healthier, and again, sharing the knowledge. Everything, even from the pre-planned meals, and what is that woman Tabitha, who I'm so impressed, who she changed her eating habits because of a medical issue.
Yes.
And just share her story. And now she's gotten a talk show. We've learned about her and her family. But this woman literally was fighting to save her life.
And wow.
And shared that journey.
Wow.
And what you say, charity, God blessed her.
Yes.
So share, and they say give, and it will come back to you.
Yes,
Press it over, shake it down, and run it over.
Yes. For real.
Well.
Man, guys, I can't believe. We're almost at the end of the year. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving?
I actually do not know. I think we're probably going to stay, keep it in. Thankfully, both of my boys graduated from college, so everybody will be home. They've not moved out yet, but my husband will probably do a bird, and we'll probably keep it very small.
Family.
Yeah, very.
And we do have a lot to be thankful for. We haven't gotten COVID-19. Thank you, Heavenly Father. I pray every day. I have enough sicknesses, so please don't give me that, because I don't know if I'll make it.
Yeah.
It's been.
And the thing, wear a mask. We have the precautions. There's things in place. Again, I know we are very close. We've gotten together a couple of times. But we know also, social distancing. Wash your hands. Those things. Which hopefully you'll be washing your hands anyway. But
I hope you're washing your hands, really.
Yes. But even that just showed us how careless we have become. I would say, my house needed a deep cleaning when COVID hit, and I was like, okay. And it forced us to actually look at ourselves differently. And so I hope that if you are looking and examining yourself, that part of that is finding your purpose.
Yes.
Pushing that to the forefront and actually put it out here in the public for people to see.
Absolutely. And teach your children. Teach them to be able, if anything happened to you, okay, we know mom used these ingredients and this is how, and then you keep that legacy going. That's how you provide for your children's children. By just teach them. Don't just be in there and tell them to go in there and sit down or go play a video game, but have them in there and show them. Raise them up being an entrepreneur. Show them about business. Explain to them that you didn't send them to college to make someone else rich, but to have the knowledge to have your own enterprise. Those things are important. Just change the way everything that you used to doing stuff.
Absolutely.
Work as if you're a boss. Be a boss at all times. I don't care if you have to go do those 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours on somebody else's job. But when you leave, you're still your own boss. It doesn't even matter. Use that income to fuel and fund what you're trying to do. That's all in being an entrepreneur. And then there's people that really, truly show you the way. I'm actually thinking about doing a Zoom course on just starting a new business. From the articles of incorporation and the EIN, the bylaws, the everything.
And that's great because I think that's, people need to hear even other people's success stories, horror stories, starts and stops. I had a recent situation where I was emailing so quick and sent somebody my routing information.
No, you didn't.
But you would think, of course, I'm like, oh my God, we got through it. But somebody else needs to know what I learned from that is pause. Because we're trying to multitask and do this. And in this digital world, we have access to so much that we overshare.
Yeah, we do.
And then we don't pause until, something has happened in the negative. But these are, I would love for you to have a Zoom where you can hear some of these kind of stop stories.
Absolutely.
Again, I say horror stories because we know scammers are out there.
Oh, yeah.
But some very clear guidelines on things that you must do.
And that's a shame in this day and time with everyone going through something because COVID, it has no respect of person. So why would you want to hustle someone in their hardship, in their hard times? That's a horrible individual, and you know where you're headed towards when you leave this earth.
Well, I will say based on our kind of political climate, I don't know if everybody believes in the alternate. We'll see.
You better get to believing. I promise you, because there is a place when you close your eyes here.
For you, yes. So I think the ultimate thing is, as people, be the change that you want to see. If there's something happening in your community, if you want to see something happen in your community, ask questions.
Right.
Like you were talking about, your councilmen, your commissioners, your school board leaders. Ask the question, why not? And if there's a pathway to create it, start it. And again, even if you might not want to be the leader, you might be the person that pulls the leaders in the community together.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't want to be at the forefront, a lot of great work is done by people whose names we never see because they don't want the limelight. But that still is leadership. So if you know who the power players are in your community, pull them together, offer your services just as the conduit to start the conversation to spark change.
Absolutely. And guys, just a little bit of information. I know a lot of you are feeling like your children are really not learning anything on the laptop and you may want to get them some extra help. I want you to reach out to Shelby Franklin with Doe Valley Academy. That is Shelby Franklin, Doe Valley Academy. This young lady is in all the counties. She will come and tutor your children and help them.
Yes.
Because a lot of parents, Spanish, everyone, they feel like their children are really not learning. Children are sleeping. They're not engaged at all. And then eventually when they have to go back to school, they're going to have to go back to being tested. And this is stuff that they wasn't even really learning. So reach out to her if you want a great tutor in any subject that there is. Shelby Franklin is the one definitely can help you. I'm always thinking about somebody's business to shout out. Oh, authoress Charmaine Bradbury. She will be starting is it Betty Nicole?
Betty Nicole is back.
Yes, baby.
Italian beef.
Man, that Italian beef, I'm already thinking about it.
And she got vegan options.
Yes, she does. I'm telling you, the lady can cook like no other. She made me some greens because she know I don't eat pork. And she put a regular seasoning blend in that.
She also has her blends.
I couldn't believe it. So you can purchase her blends. They're not full of salt or MSG or any of that. But she's getting ready she's back. You can take orders. She's on the internet. You can go to Facebook or Instagram and find Betty Nicole's. Awesome woman of God. She truly is. She accepts her assignments. She does her assignments. And when she's finished, she walks away for her next assignment. Beautiful woman. Beautiful, beautiful. So please reach out. And while you're at it, buy her book. Honey, wash your face. Honey, wash your face. It don't even sound like nothing. When you read this book, you're talking about somebody that has been through some stuff and still living in their purpose, and it didn't break her. My God. So definitely, I'm always shouting out someone, guys. I want you guys to know that
I'll
I'm
give
trying
out
to
a
be a
few.
blessing for real.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so LaDonna Hamilton from Reading Development is also offering literacy services. If you don't know, children in third grade go from learning to read to reading to learn. And so it's very important that our kids are on grade level. So in addition to Miss Shelby, who is wonderful,
Yeah.
and Shelby will definitely get kids out and engaged. Ms. LaDonna Hampton is a part of the Clayton County Library System, so you can connect with her there in youth development. But she's also doing tutoring, and she's also an author of a book, The Black Butterfly and The Hustler.
Oh, I need to talk to her.
Yes, written since COVID. About how you have your COVID come up, because all of us have an internal.
Come on, I want to read that book for real.
Yes, so I mean, all of entrepreneurs, again, She Prints It, shout out to her, as well as Slutty Vegan, which is now new in our downtown Jonesboro, and she yes, we are right here downtown Jonesboro. She didn't. We have a building. Yes, and I think yes, gives back and working with our youth. So that's the other thing, guys. When you are actively out here in your purpose, God will open up doors and allow you to be a blessing and to people who you may have never thought that you would come in contact with. Right. And that's even part of my story. Every day I meet people who pour into me to allow me to continue to pour into the community.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Well, guys, I thank you for being a blessing. I thank you for just watching me. Hopefully I give out some information or I inspire you to be a better you. I want to tell you this: never rest until your better is best. Please don't do that. Thank you for being a blessing. I will see you next week. I am living in my purpose, and I am Dr. Pat.